Good morning and welcome to Champaign, Illinois for a rivalry matchup between the Missouri Tigers and the Illinois Fighting Illini. Marsh, joined by Rick Blaze, our 8:30 tip-off here on ESPN. Good afternoon, Rick. We've got a dandy of some superstars, headlined by D'Angelo Jordan and Japheth Towns.
Hell, Marsh, you must be already sipping on that champagne. You started up saying good morning. And we were way in the evening, my brother. Good evening, everybody.
Talk to you in the morning. That's clearly what it is.
I haven't started sipping mine yet, but I do have it in my cup.
Well, a big matchup, Japheth Towns, D'Angelo Jordan, a pair of guys that could very well be headed for the number one overall pick in 2 seasons' time. Matched up right here, Jordan, the fadeaway jumper, halfway down and out. Missouri started at number 25 this season, Rick. They've since gone 1-2 to start the season. Illinois trying to right the ship here at 2-1, coming off their first loss of the year. What are you looking for in the start of Missouri?
You know, for Missouri, obviously, everyone's going to talk about the freshman, right? Japheth Towns. But also, you got to take a look at those other guys who's been there, who's been holding it down, averaging 19 points, 18 points, respectively. The David boys. There's more than just. I know. I can't believe I'm saying it. There's more than just Japheth Towns on this team. He's the diaper dandy freshman that we all talk about. But they do have other guys who can put the ball in the basket. And they're going to need all hands on deck to beat this Illinois team.
Zay Gore, deep three there, late shot clock, gets Illinois rolling.
And Zay Gore needed that. He's been shooting terribly so far this year.
Second made three on the season until tonight, shooting 7.7% from beyond the arc. Inside they go.
Did you have to say that, Marsh?
I'm just delivering information. There's a three from Dylan Bannon. Dylan Bannon shooting 55% from deep. 11 made threes the first 3 games. He has been the surprise number 2 guy for this team. You make the argument he's number 1, averaging a team high 19 points and 4.3 assists here for the Missouri Tigers.
The dude was shooting. I didn't know he was shooting 7%. He shouldn't have arms to shoot a basketball. If you're shooting 7% from the three-point line, my God, Zay Gore, let's get it together.
Ball swings around, driving inside the paint. That's 2 more. And the ball keeps on rolling around here for the Missouri Tigers. David Draffin getting 2. He's 14.3 points per game, 3rd on the team, behind Bannon and Towns. Up top is Jordan, still scoreless. Driving to the rack, turned away by Draffin inside.
And it's going to be important for Missouri. It's going to be important for Missouri to get out to a fast start because they're going to need it, right? You want to get a little cushion against number 12 ranked Illinois. So getting a fast start on the road is a big deal as Japheth Towns goes to the line.
Well, certainly a team that's been in competitive games thus far, Missouri. They kicked off the season with that disappointing loss at home against UConn. They've tried to rally themselves back here with limited or mixed results as Towns hits the first free throw, back to the line for his second.
I see you, Towns is still rocking the curly fro from prep ball. He trimmed it down just a little bit from high school, but you know that's his look with the sideburns, with the curly fro. That's his theme, man. He's rocking his theme.
All the way from waiting trays out west. Here comes Zay Gore to the rack with a finger roll well past David Draffin. Now, it'll be interesting to see, Rick, if you're Illinois, you're trying to get the ball rolling inside. Are you attacking Draffin in the paint? What's your preferred method of offensive attack?
And you got to go at him. You got to see what he got. Everyone wants to run away from the big or from the problem. I run towards the problem. I want to see what you got. Shout from Show Me, Texas. If you're gonna do something, somebody's showing somebody right there. If you're gonna do something, then you got to show me. And until you show me more than one time, I'm coming to the hole. Pause.
Jimmy Honaker knocking that one out of bounds. (9-7). We're very early on in a day that's already seen 5 games go to a final. 6 games go to a final here in SimWorld U. So an active Thursday afternoon and an active night. Here's Holtzclaw. That's 6 points now for Holtzclaw.
That's a good shot.
Beg your pardon, Zay Gore. 6 points for Gore. Getting into the paint on the last 2, so he's actually up to 7. We've got triple to start things off. And he's been slow starting, 28% shooting, just 7 points through the first 3 games for Illinois.
Yeah, that's a great sign if you're Illinois fans to see Zay Gore see the hell of the ball going to the basket. What about Jafet Towns? His body control in the air to finish through contact is some of the best I've ever seen. I saw it in the prep level, and it's translated very good. Oh, good move. It's translated very good on college level as well. Just when he gets to the rack and his ability to control his body and contort his body in the air and still finish strong is impressive.
It was Dylan Van in the last one down, so we haven't seen too much of Jafet Towns' downhill attack just yet. Guarded by Zay Gore. Expect to see more of it. Double high screen, uses that one from Draffen. Little step back, mid-range jumper. Battles home. And there's Jafet Towns.
That's still bad, baby. He's perfected that one.
Not too much. D'Angelo Jordan is trying to find his first bucket. A little circus shot up and over. That won't go. Good defense inside by Sean Burkhalter. And in transition goes Burkhalter, pushing this lead up to 15-11 Missouri. I mentioned they needed to get up to a hot start to win.
Yep, absolutely. All hands are on deck so far, so good. Zay Gore's trying to have his way, though.
Towns, Romanowski decide to finish over to D'Angelo Jordan. Goes 10 seconds to shoot. That one might have been off a foot. That's going to be a steal. Transition. Here comes Towns. 2 more in the lead. Balloon to 6.
So you're putting the pressure on, and it's paying off so far for him.
They go trying to lose. Towns just for a second, and then a foul and a block there.
Oh my God.
It's going to be Honecker knocking that one out of bounds, but a foul called on Towns, so that will send Zay Gore to the line. He's got 9 early points.
Jeez. That block, happy Honecker.
Happy Hanukkah. Yeah. Blocking and Hanukkah come together.
Let's see what I want to say, Marsh.
Doesn't make sense, though, does it?
To you.
Well, I asked you to clarify for us. You chose not to. Seems like it might not make sense to you either. Bounce checks out. Here comes David Duffy. 17-11 early on for a Missouri team trying to get a statement win. They've got just 1 on the season. That came against Notre Dame, 83-54. They lost their last one at Arizona, 87-75.
Marsh, what do you think is going to be the key to this game for a good pass for Illinois to get a win tonight?
Well, I asked you originally. You didn't really give us a great answer as David Duffy has checked in.
Oh, I didn't give you an answer. I didn't give you a great answer. What you mean I didn't give you a great answer? What does that mean, Marsh? That means you was not pleased with the answer that I gave?
Just kept talking about Jafet Towns. That's what happened.
Answer the question again. I'm ready.
The rack. It's going to be a foul for on Draffen. So, Rick, what do the Fighting Illini need to do to get a win here this morning?
Well, first of all, Marsh, the question you asked me initially was about Missouri. But for the Fighting Illini to get a win here, they're going to have to stop the transition basketball for Missouri. They want to get down the court and push the pace, which is what they're doing so far. They're going to stop the transition basket opportunity for Missouri, and also they're going to pull their big away from the basket to get easy baskets. You can try to attack him. So far, he's been rejecting everything like the post office with no stamps. So if that's not working, you need to get the big man away from the basket so that you can attack the basket without getting so many rejection letters in your mailbox.
Dave, you're checking in, or Sevier checking in here for Draffen. Second free throw won't go. D'Angelo Jordan early struggles here. Missed the opening shot of the game. Just 1 free throw. Hasn't found his offensive rhythm just yet. Here is Duffin.
Illinois has yet to have both Zay Gore and D'Angelo Jordan be on at the same time. So far, Zay Gore's got it rocking. We'll see if D'Angelo Jordan can join him to the party.
Harry Holtzclaugh's got a good production there, and that is a backdoor cut. Left wide open. That's Deshaun Burkhalter getting his first. D'Angelo Jordan on the defense, perhaps lack thereof. swings. That's
You
a
have to
good
sure
board.
that up.
Or George. Driving in the rack. That one turned aside again. Jimmy Honecker. 2 blocks already in this one.
Happy Honecker.
And a good finish inside. Kashawn Burkhalter. And Missouri up by 10 here in this first half.
It's ballooning fast for Missouri. And that's not a good shot at all by D'Angelo Jordan, but it goes in. Terrible shot, but it goes in.
Well, the good players make the bad ones, and that is what D'Angelo Jordan is, a good basketball player. Under tonight,
We got 2 11 progress, Mark.
steal here. And that's going to be Corey Harris off the bench and 5 quick points. The Illinois Fighting Illini. That stirs to life a little bit of this crowd here in Champaign, Illinois.
Speaking of Champaign, Illinois, let me take a sip right now.
This is on ESPN, so that's too appropriate. Jordan with the board for the board George. Trying to find his rhythm. To the corner, it goes for Harris. Harris, ISO on Burkhalter.
Did you say Boy George?
The board George. Name.
Oh, I thought you said Boy George.
Swings. That's D'Angelo Jordan. He's short on the hook.
He's making the difficult ones and missing the easy ones. Oh, good
Great block inside. Good follow-up, though. That's Dylan Brandon. Good block. That
Great
would be
initial
Senso
block.
Ferdinand Harris.
And he's a deep. That's what he does. Plays defense, and that was a great defensive stop. Unfortunately, he couldn't get the rebound. They put it back in.
Sides bench for D'Angelo Jordan. We don't see him taking advantage of it. Swings to Ferdinand Harris. Big shot clock. Pinned down. Trying to free up Jordan. Here comes a screen. This is Romanowski, and this is going to be a foul called on Burkhalter. His first, team's third. It's going to get some subs here. Burkhalter and Sevier checking out. It's actually, beg your pardon, Sevier just moving over from Meyer. Meanwhile, on the other side, Jordan checking out. Ferdinand Harris as well.
Nickname Fernando the Bull.
Fernando the Bull, he's certainly bullish on the offensive side, leading the team 3.7 assists and a nice little no-look shot there from Romanowski. But that has got Illinois back within 5 here, just approaching the midway point of this first half in Illinois. Inside it goes, and good finish yet again.
And Missouri's eating in the paint. They are eating in the paint this evening. Illinois is going to have to find some kind of way to keep them from scoring so many buckets inside. They have at least 12 of their 27 points, maybe more, on inside paint shots at this point.
Timeout from the Fighting Illini. We'll step aside midway through the first half. Illinois-Missouri rivalry matchup underway.
I'm sipping champagne and champagne.
Welcome home.
Mom, Dad, this is Cindy.
Cindy, yes.
So nice to meet both of you.
Nice to
Nice
meet
to
you
meet
finally.
you
Travis has
too.
told us so much about you.
All good things, I hope.
Yes, of course.
Good.
Please,
Thank
welcome.
you.
Oh, Mom, no. Dad, this is Shannon.
Oh, hi.
Shannon.
And this is Aaron.
Hey, cutie.
That is Jessica. Jenny, Sarah, Megan,
Hi.
Nicole, Elizabeth.
Acts. Use in moderation.
Welcome back to our 8:30 tip-off here in Champaign, Illinois. Illinois and Missouri rivalry matchup. The Tigers at 1 and 2 trying to take down the number 12 ranked Fighting Illini. They're on top 27-12. Burkhalter leading the way for the Tigers with 8 points, 12 from Zay Gore, our leading scorers. That's well into season high for Zay Gore. Entered the night with just 7 points per game. Rick, the ceiling here for Zay Gore, where do you put that for a guy that's kind of always been the second fiddle, even going back to his SimWorld prep?
He kind of reminds me of like a Tyus Jones type of player. He can score a little bit. He has a point guard. He's not a big in the size, but for a guy his size, he can score pretty good. Quickness with the ball. He's losing his defender really good in Missouri right on tonight. So he's a Tyus Jones type of player. A guy you can go to in spurts that can get you a lot of points in a hurry, which he's done tonight. But a guy is probably better set as like a number 2, number 3 option who can get you some points in spurts.
Right here, deep 3, that won't go. Foul called on DeBoer George. They'll send the ball the opposite direction. And to please is the bench here for the Fighting Illini, Brad Underwood. Six games already have hit the finals through our Tuesday afternoon. Texas takes down St. John's.
And one trick.
Foul called there. Bucket will go. Duffy to the line. A little bit of confusion there from Romanowski, questioning that call.
The confusion I see, Marsh, is why you ain't foul him harder.
Duffy, big guy. Doesn't take too fondly to the hit. 6'1", 165. Looks a little bit bigger.
He does look bigger than 165, right? I agree. I mean, because you're 165. He's not your size. He's like 2 of you, or he's 1.5.
Not that small now, but I'm not that big either. Certainly not 6'1". But I appreciate the kind words, Rick. Inside for George. Again, trying to free up something off ball, but good defensive positioning has been Missouri throughout this one. George will turnaround jumper. That won't go off the rim. And out. That's going to be a board inside for Finley Sevier.
Sevier, that sounds fancy. I like that name.
From the very exotic place of Ocean City, Maryland. Inside, Dylan Bannon. And you want to talk about something, doesn't get that one to go. Offensive board, though, keeps it rolling. Bannon has really impressed this season for the Tigers. They talked him up during the preseason, felt that he could be a guy during camp that steps into that number 2 role. He has more than stepped up here for the Tigers. To the rack it goes. On Williams. His first 2 coming off the bench, and that's going to draw Missouri Tigers timeout. We'll stick it here. Dylan Bannon, Rick, not somebody who was on too many radars coming into the season, but leads this Tigers team with 19 points, 5.3 rebounds. That's second on the team behind only Jaffet Towns. Leads the team with assists at 4.3. Leads the team in field goal percentage. Leads the team in three-pointers made and three-point percentage. He has been really the Tigers' best player through the opening 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's the Dylan Bannon show featuring the Missouri Tigers, is what you're describing to me right now. You're coming into this season, we was all worried about and concerned about and talked about, was Jaffet Towns going to have any help this season for the Missouri Tigers? And obviously Dylan Bannon has answered the call, and has answered the call well. He showed up really well for this Tigers team earlier this season, and some other players have been doing well too, including Jaffet Towns. So I think as this team gels more and more together, you're going to see more consistency from this squad. And hey, who knew they had more on the team than just number 7, Mr. Towns. It's Dylan Bannon and the Missouri Tigers.
And then we'll check out. Towns back in. Inside they go. Trying to find some type of offense. Ball, as always, works its way back to Towns. Towns with mid-range jumper from the free throw line. That won't go. Offensive board put up and in. That's Javaris Meyer. Wearing the often worn 68 jersey.
It's wild wearing that number, but Illinois is getting killed on the inside. If they're not getting offensive rebounds, they're getting inside position really deep in the paint. That's going to come back to haunt them, if not already. You can't give a position that deep in the paint and be successful.
Right on the shot clock, too. It's going to have to be Jamal Harper the shot. That won't go. Harper coming off the bench, yet to score a bucket in this season. And a backdoor key. That's Burkhalter, and the lead up to 12 here for the Missouri Tigers. They have put their foot on the gas, and they are rolling here in this opening half. 34-22 lead. Foul call here on Towns. What have they done here, Rick, to take this early lead?
They found the keys, and they've been going back door every single play. And if they're not going back door, they're dumping it off deep inside. Illinois is giving up all of the cookies on the inside, and they're taking those cookies, dipping it in milk, and putting the ball in the basket. That's what's happening.
Turnover there for the Illini. That'll send it back to Missouri.
Stop giving up cookies.
Trying to get this thing rolling. He's been somewhat quiet, though the Tigers haven't needed every single second of him. Here's drafting. Working on George. At the free throw line up top to Meyer. Meyer swings it over to Burkhalter to Sevier. Trying to free up Towns. Left. Wide open. Triple. Jafet Towns. Bottoms. Lead up to 15.
That's wet right there.
And that is a man you cannot leave wide open. Even if he does even if he's struggled to start the season, he will come back around. And he has there. Pushing the lead to 15 for the Tigers. Here's Zagor. Trying to work on Towns. Little poke inside for Burkhalter. Good backdoor cut for George. Better defense. They're going to call this a foul on draft, and that's his second. And we will see if this is a benching decision for head coach Dennis Gates and the Tigers. He might be looking down the line trying to figure out what his options are. There's 2 fouls on your big man.
Yeah. Let me give a shout to the coach Gates, man. His fade, his barber. You shout to his barber. They got that boy faded up just right. That boy fade looking nice, March. You got a nice tape of fade going down to the side and back. I respect that. You look good, coach.
Look good, coach good. Everybody knows the saying. Here's Gabor George to the free throw line. First free throw. That won't go. That's another missed free throw here for the Fighting Illini. They have not taken advantage of this foul opportunities.
They've missed 4 already tonight. As I'm watching this, I'm going back and forth between the game and also seeing who's viewing online. I want to shout out some names, but I can't start shouting out till you start hitting the like button. Damn it! Hit the like button. I see you viewing, but I don't see the likes. Tell him, Jafet Towns. Hit the like button. All right, we're back, Marsh.
16-point game. More point game. We got likes. Step those numbers up. Ball swings. Still no D'Angelo Jordan. This game kind of feels like it's teetering. Jamal Harper.
Good move.
Chaotic shot.
That's one of my moves right there. That's nice. Nice scoop shot.
Zagor tried to go a little full court press, and Jafet Towns has other ideas, and that's going to draw another timeout here from head coach Dennis Gates. Timeout will step aside as well. 6:56. Missouri on top big here in the opening half.
And Marshall will get a water.
We're back in Illinois. Missouri on top, 41-25. All Missouri here in the opening half. Not a great start here for the Fighting Illini. And their start the end with Jordan. Zay Gore has been good. Nobody else has been. But not the start that they've been.
No, I mean, as the number 12 seed team, you didn't expect them to come in at home and play so flat. You know, again, they're giving up too many points in the inside. They're just letting them have their way right now. And you can't do that and win, especially as the number 12 team. You got to put some pride on the court, baby. Enough is enough. Stop letting them go to the hole like that. You bunch of freaks. Look at them again. Just driving all the way. Look at it. Offensive rebound. There's just too much action in there. Not enough white, too much black. That sounded weird.
That point,
the last part.
Well,
the last part sounded kind of weird, I would say.
We're going to keep moving. Illinois has, meanwhile, not spent nearly any time in the paint. You mentioned Fighting Illini have had plenty of chances and a missed wide-open back up for Kyrie Holtzclaw. Just hasn't been reciprocated on the other end here by the Fighting Illini.
If I was just looking at this game and I didn't know who had what, I would have thought Missouri is ranked number 12 and Illinois would be unranked right now by the play so far in this game. It's a terrible
early
shot.
in the season, so those top 25 are still kind of getting figured out. One team very certain is the number 1 team. That's Tennessee.
More points than the
Blown out
paint.
a pair of teams. But Missouri
More
pushing the
points than
lead
the
to
paint.
18 on the road. Rick, when you're down this early in a game like this, how do you rally back? How do you kind of build up a drive to try to get back into this thing?
Well, the first thing you got to do is say a little prayer because you're going to need a little bit of the Holy Ghost when you're down like this. That's step 1. There you go to the basket. And step 2, you want to get easy baskets like this. You want to give easy baskets on one end, and you want to stop easy baskets on the other end. And if Illinois can figure that out really quick, they can get back in this game. But as long as they're giving up points to the basket like that, look at that, easy lay. As long as they're giving up lays like this, it's going to be a long night for the Fighting Illini. I don't see the fighting. I'm going to take the word fighting out. Just call them Illini. I don't see the fight.
Even trapping, getting another bucket inside. By the way they've played here, Rick, considering their losses and the spin around from D'Angelo Jordan won't go, do you believe Missouri's are deserving of being ranked in the top 25?
Oh.
No.
No.
That's it? No more context than no?
I mean, you watching the game like I'm watching the game, right? They're getting it handed to them. They can't stop anybody inside.
Missouri.
Oh, you said Missouri? I think it's Illinois. Missouri, yes. I think there's a lot of teams that's not currently in the top 25 who deserves to be in the top 25. Missouri is one of those teams, for sure.
Who else would you put among that list?
That needs to be in the 25? Arizona deserves to be in the 25.
They suffered a loss
Missouri.
of the lead last night.
Who? Arizona?
Believe so.
No, you're believing wrong. I don't think they played last. I think they won. They 3-1.
Yeah, they beat Arizona. You are correct. Excuse me, this Missouri's
Yeah, Missouri's been balling. They're doing their thing. So I think they need to be in the top 25. It's a few other teams, but those two come to mind first that needs to be. I like what's the team last night that did pretty good. They need to be in the 25. They get upset. Mississippi State. Get the SIP in the 25, please. Can the SIP get in the 25? They beat 2 top 10 teams already so far this season. Put the SIP in the 25.
They certainly have rhymes thus far. Particularly Terrell Pearson, a pair of game winners against those top-ranked teams. Jordan, another fadeaway. This one rattled him.
God. If I'm the coach, that's why he's probably sitting on the bench. I'm pulling my hair out. Why are you taking fadeaway shots every time? Go to the basket, make the game easy for you. Stop taking these impossible shots and hoping they go in.
Well, it's not as if this offense has looked really all that efficient here, Rick. It seems as if they just have not been able to get the ball into the spots that they They need it to.
Look at that hustle.
That's
Look at
what
the hustle
those
by
bad
Missouri.
shots. Deep three rattles off the back rim. Has to be corralled by Jamal Harper inside the Holtz clock. That one down and out, roughing the board. A lot of one-shot opportunities here for the Fighting Illini with under 2 to play in the opening half.
Yeah, and most of their shots weren't easy shots. And that's the difference between the game. Missouri's getting a lot of easy shots, and the Illini are getting no easy shots whatsoever.
Now being guarded by Jordan. Trying to go up the dribble, not necessarily strong suit. Towns it is, triple off the back rim.
You know you got transition. You need this.
Here's Zay Gore. Tries to get that one to go, will not. And a wide open Burke.
Easy. I'm telling you, they're a bunch of freaks. They just hitting the hole hard every time.
And a timeout for the Fighting Illini. They're still down 18, 1:07 to go in this first half. Stay tuned. We got another one coming up after this, folks. Doubleheader on ESPN on your Thursday night. It's going to be UNLV in South Carolina, number 21 ranked Running Rebels, as they try to make their claims why they should be in the top 25. They'll host South Carolina, one of the many teams in the SEC, looking up at Kentucky and Tennessee. Let's talk SEC for a second, Rick. South Carolina, one of the teams trying to fight their way up, but it feels as if right now it's Kentucky and it's Tennessee, the two teams that met in last season's SEC championship game. It's kind of their conference to lose.
Agreed. I don't think LSU is about their business this year. South Carolina, we had higher hopes for them. They've been up and down. I think the two teams you mentioned, it is their conference to lose this year, and they've been balling. They've been showing it on the court for sure. Let me get some shout-outs real quick. Before I forget. You're right, Cam. It's a freak fest in Missouri. It's a freak fest in Missouri breaking out. And Missouri are not invited. Just to never mind. All right, give a shout out to Clint Adams, Cam, Kai Killings, Cyrus Hayes, Sutton, Dane Zane. Give a shout out to him. Let's also give a shout out to who else is in this thing real quick. Coach Simpson, what up? Who else we got in this thing? If I missed your name, I'm coming back to you, but I'm gonna give a shout out. I see you guys in here. Tony Henderson, what up? You know, I'm gonna check the list again. I'm gonna check it twice. You know, but I want to shout out those who I've seen being active in the chat. Y'all keep it coming. You know, EM can happen at any time. I don't want you to miss out. Look at that. Freak.
Talking about EMs, we did a nice giveaway. Justin Zhang, Cyrus Jackson over on the March Pod feed. Each of them got some EMs this past week, I believe.
Nice.
So EMs are, hey, get them now, because I'll tell you what, the availability of EMs is not going to stay this hot, and this attainable. D'Angelo Jordan looks like had a wide open shot, finds his way to Romanowski. That won't go, and that's going to end our opening half. 51-33, Missouri putting the hurt in the number 12 ranked Fighting Illini on the road. In this one, Rick, it was Missouri from the jump. About midway through that first half is when they took over. They have not looked back since.
Yeah, man, it's been just a flat-out free fest, like I mentioned. Missouri's been getting all easy shots. I'm sounding really redundant because that's how many times they've been getting easy shots in the basket. And for Illinois, they haven't been getting easy shots. It's been the opposite. Zay Gore started off really hot for them early on, 12 points. But outside of him, they haven't gotten much consistency from anyone else on the offensive end. D'Angelo Jordan, as you see, Missouri going to one of their many inside shots made. D'Angelo Jordan has hit a few, but his shooting percentage has not been great. So Illinois has a tough hill to climb if they want to stay ranked by the end of this game.
Well, they'll have a tough hill to the tune of 18 points. They'll need 19 to get on top. 68% shooting from Missouri. Burkhalter, Gore, 14 apiece. Second half. Up next.
Freaks.
What's that?
That's a swear jar. Every time someone swears, you put a quarter in it.
Who gets the money?
I don't know. We'll use it to buy something for the office, like a case of Bud Light or something.
Fucking awesome.
You, Bob.
You, Jim.
Eric, I have a bag on line 3 for you.
Can I borrow your pen? Can I borrow your f***ing pen?
Will the owner of a white station wagon please go yourself?
We're gonna go down there and we're gonna some ass. We're gonna some. We're gonna do whatever we have to because we're gonna some
Poop.
Doesn't count.
Shut the up!
I am so proud of you mother suckers. Here, here.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always f***ing worth it.
Welcome back to the second half here in Illinois. First half, all Tigers 51-33. Not a game the Fighting Illini to write home about. It is Ben Burkhalter for the Missouri Tigers leading the way for this squad, trying to pick up their second win of the season.
March for right now, for the rest of this game until they show something different. We can't call no Fighting Illini, just the Illini. I don't see the fight.
Well, the fight has been there for Zay Gore. He's got 14, 6 of 10 shooting. For Jordan, 6 points, 2 of 7. Romanowski, 2 of 3.
Oh,
no one else
my
has really
God.
gotten going.
What a block that was on the weak side. That was crazy. And he picked up the foul on the other side. Hey, D'Angelo Jordan's not having a great game. That's for sure tonight.
Not having a good game at all. I think we said 2 of 7, just
2 of 8 now.
2 of 8 after getting turned aside. You are spot on. 6 points, does hit 1 3. 1 of 2 from the free throw line. On the game, minus 11. The starting unit here for Illinois, minus 18 from Zay Gore, minus 11 for Jordan, minus 10 for Romanowski, minus 18 for Kyrie Holtzclaw. It has not been minus 11% so far in Harris. Their starters have not fared well against Missouri's.
Marsh, you being really Captain Obvious right now. We know they're all minus because they're all down the whole dang on game, man. You can't be plus if you're losing.
Well, you can be better off the bench. For example, Corey Harris minus 2. LeVon Williams minus 9 in their minutes.
How many minutes have Corey Harris played?
6.
Until even in the game long enough to get more minuses. If he'd have played
Hey,
8 minutes, he'd be
better
minus
than minus
7.
18.
I guess you're right.
Better than minus 18. Ball swings 20-point game, largest lead of the game here for the Tigers as we get started.
Back door.
Good
I'm
feed
looking
inside,
at
and
it.
there is Japhet Towns.
I can see it. I don't know why the Illini can't. Good move.
D'Angelo Jordan up and in.
I think that was one of the few easiest shots he's had all night long.
Pushed in transition after the make there was Illinois and Jordan. Trying to free up Towns. Screen going under it. Romanowski trying to fade over. Can't get there in time. And a tough make, but a big one here for Towns. 2 quick points or 2 quick buckets from the potential top pick in next season's draft. And here comes Zay Gore. That one off the back rim and misses the easy one.
That was a good shot, too.
Bucket answers back down to 20.
All right, if you're Illinois, this is really one possession at a time. You have to start with a stop. Never mind. Never mind.
That's not going to be one. D'Angelo Jordan hits yet another 3.
Jeez.
He has been rolling from deep in this one. That's his second. 6 of 11 overall. And this is a dead silent crowd here in a rivalry matchup, Rick, where no one quite expected this.
Yeah, it's not a robbery right now. For it to count as a robbery, both teams have to be competitive, and I haven't seen that. This is more like a beatdown. This is big brother beating up little brother right now is what it looks like.
If you're part of the SP, and you've got to determine who's going to be in the top 25, how far does a loss like this knock Illinois?
At least 26 spots.
26 spots. You don't think this is even a top 25 team?
It drops them pretty low. I mean, it's one thing to lose. We know that everyone's going to get upset at some point in time. But to lose like this at home, I do take those things into consideration. I think the SP should as well. So if you're like number 12, you're losing by 20 points or more at home to an unranked team as Missouri is currently. You're fighting for a top 25 spot next when the rankings come back out. You may be at 24, maybe if I'm feeling, depending on what everybody else has done. But yeah, you drop pretty considerably low considering the circumstances. Absolutely.
Do you feel like this could be a matchup game that just favors Missouri? I mean, David Draffin at 6'10", 230 pounds. There's no one that really matches up with the size that he brings for Illinois. They've just been kind of getting bodied inside, and that one's pulled away from Towns Romanowski.
No, not really, because there's been a lot of back. Look, you don't have to be 6'5", 6'10", or 7 foot to stop the back door. Look at that. That's just effort play or lack thereof, or communication with your teammates. No, it's not that. It's just to have a slight advantage on size, but a lot of this is effort. And Illinois is giving piss poor effort on their home court. They're lucky the home court is being silent, because this is Illinois, baby. They should be booing their ass right now. I know I would be.
Well, you can get involved and you can make your thoughts known. If you like SimWorld, make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing with a friend, bringing all the eyeballs you can possibly get to SimWorld, SimWorld U, of course, weekends, SimWorld Prep, SWBA, broadcast games on the horizon, one step at a time. But if you're loving the product, make sure you are sharing that love with obviously the SimWorld team, but everybody else that might want to hop on into this thing as well. Here on YouTube, the exclusive home for SimWorld Hoops, whether that be ESPN broadcast or SimWorld TV.
I mean, Mark, it's so quiet in here. You can hear a rat piss on cotton.
Interesting. You know, I have not heard that one before.
Keep living.
Apparently I need to. Apparently I need to do that. Up top we go. Try to get some subs. Here comes Jerry Santos. Rick Can you tell me what that actually sounds like so I can know what to listen out for?
Yes. Okay, here we go. You ready? Did you hear it?
So, but go for it.
Did you hear it? I just did the sound. Did you hear it? All right, hold on. Listen again. Listen. Oh, wait. Stop talking and listen. Did you hear it?
No.
That's what it sounds like.
But are you implying you're a rat?
No, I'm implying you can't hear it because they're pissing on cotton, man.
It could be heard. Could be some audibility to it. Inside they go. Another backdoor cut.
Boy, I
and
tell
another easy basket. This one for Moniker. And the lead to 29.
We not in Illinois. We at the Freaknik. Hey!
Inside comes Corey Harris. We talked about him a moment ago. About the only guy that's played this Missouri team to a draw. This is looking like what Tennessee does to opponents right now, Rick. And here's Draken backing down Harris. Easy
work.
Up and in.
Easy work. At what point do you think?
43.
At what point do you call off the dogs or you just clear the bench?
I think they already did.
We have 13 minutes left in the game. The benches is already clear. That is crazy talk. Yeah, they're gonna be ranked number 72 after this game, Marsh. Missouri's going from, Illinois is going from rank number 12 to rank number 72. Mark it down.
Well, the further this thing gets, the less convincing you can be that this team deserves to be in the top 25. Meanwhile, Missouri, their losses, we talked about it, coming to Arizona, who you mentioned probably should be a ranked team, probably will be, and then a 2-point loss to UConn, who granted hasn't looked like a number 1 team, but they've certainly been one of the top 25 teams in the country through the first 2.5 weeks of SimWorld U. Missouri now with a massive win over Illinois. You add that to the list of 83-54 win over Notre Dame. They're going to get another blowout here. Here's Corey Harris inside, gets that to go. This is going to be a couple statement wins for Missouri and losses that you probably look at and say, those are okay.
So let me ask you, Marsh, where do you put, after this game, where do you rank Illinois? Are they still ranked in your eyes?
Well, big bad miss there. And graphic. Read and teach.
Got a boy look like a freeze pop out there on the court.
Coming into the half, I would have said Illinois drops to 25, but the way that they've played this second half makes it think that this team can't be in the top 25. This is a bad loss.
You agree with me? They're 72.
26-72. What's the difference? It's not the top 25. Corner 3 won't go.
And where does Missouri go then? If you part of the AP, you put them where?
I think somewhere in the late teens. Somewhere in the late teens makes sense.
Between 17 and 19, somewhere in there.
Lost. Yeah, you still recognize they lost. I could understand the case a little bit higher. I could understand the case a little bit lower, but you recognize the fact that they lost a couple games. But you also have to give them credit for the massive wins that they have, and their 2 wins have been massive. Absolutely,
and that's why I think Mississippi State has to be in it. Their 2 wins. It doesn't get. I think as far as quality of wins, the big opponents, I think Mississippi State so far has the 2 biggest wins of all of SimWorld U right now in this early season. They have to be on them. They have to be in the teams as well, I feel. And they're 2-2. I know they got 2 losses, but their 2 wins are humongous. 2 top 10 teams that they beat. I don't think no one else has that pedigree of wins so far this season.
You know, the only challenge is, you look at their big win was over Rutgers, that statement one, but they lost to this Illinois team by 11. They lost to Gonzaga by 9. It can be difficult to put Mississippi State high. That's really what the challenge is, right? How do you put Mississippi State higher than Illinois, who they lost to, but Illinois just gets waxed by Missouri here?
Well, to me, it's simple. All the Mississippi State teams that they played are all top 25 teams. They've beat 2 of them as an unranked team. So just by simple math, to make it math, if you play 4 top 25 teams and you're unranked, you probably expected to lose all 4 of them. But they've won 2 of them, and the other 2 they didn't lose by like a gazillion like Illinois is right now. They're losing by a gazillion.
They did lose to Illinois. They did lose to Illinois.
They did lose to Illinois, but now we see that Illinois can't even hold their own water at home.
Now, are we saying that Illinois is, what version is more accurate? Is the Illinois team that showed up against Mississippi State on the road against a Mississippi State team who has proven to be very competitive in every single game they've played? Is that the real version of Illinois, or is this the real version of Illinois? I think that's going to be what's on ranking minds.
But I think home losses count more because that's your home court. I think losing by this many to an unranked team, if you're Illinois,
who will be ranked
at home, they will be ranked now, but they're not ranked when they spanked your behind. Illinois just ranked them. by putting Illinois, piss poor performance. Illinois just made sure, just ensured Missouri is ranked by getting spanked.
Meanwhile, Illinois their one loss was a 5-point loss on the road to Miami. So, until tonight, this was a team that really did embody being the number 12 team in the country. I think that was a fair argument.
Yeah, 9-72. Things happen fast.
It'll be interesting to play it out. Of course, all of this also matters with the end of season committee, who's going to have to make the picks of who gets in, right? Of course,
that's going to be crazy. That's going to be crazy.
So that's going to matter. Meanwhile, Texas has beaten St. John's 90-89. 23 ranked team in the country. The Texas Longhorns get a win against the St.
They survived St. John's. I don't know if they beat them. Jeez.
Lattimore just 9 field goals taken in that one. Here comes Corey Harris. Can't get that to go. Kicks it over to good boy George. George fading away. Looked like a Hail Mary shot with plenty of time.
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea what he's doing right now. I don't think he knows what he's doing right now. He's just happy. Those players are just happy to be on the court. He's just happy to be on the court. He's just doing whatever.
George, big minute getter. So it's not as if he's trying to prove the coaches why he should be out there. Swing around, triple. That will rattle home. Levon Williams, the Springfield, Illinois native. He actually has been red hot from deep, and it begs the question, is he worth inserting into this lineup? Shooting 77% from deep. Levon Williams is on this season. That's better than Senso Ferdinand Harris, who's currently starting at the second guard spot. That's obviously better than everybody on this team. So interesting to see if they decide to try to insert some shooting into this lineup, but they'll need a heck of a lot more shooting. They'll need a heck of a lot more defense moving forward.
Yeah, and for the rest of this game, I'm going to need a heck of a lot more champagne here in Champaign. You know what? I think I'm going on the court. Hey, Marsh, if I run out in the center court and start dancing, how long before the security tackles me you think I have?
It depends on how good you can dance.
That's a good point. Let me finish my pepper. Let's find out.
Let's not.
But I can go up and just direct the band. Then I can be a band director. I ain't got to call this game tomorrow. I could just be a band director for the last 7:48.
Well,
hold on, Mark. Hey, play Flight of the Bumblebee. Tell her, play Flight of the Bumblebee. Let's see if they know that one.
Take a look at our player spotlight here as we head into the final couple minutes of this one. It has been Japhett Towns. He has been everything that we expected of him. Back cuts himself, finding open men, getting inside. Japhett Towns has looked like the best player on the floor from the jump, and there hasn't really been a close second.
Yeah, he's been doing his thing. You got to give a lot of credit to this guy right here, too, as well. He missed that shot. But just the whole team for Missouri, they came out with a game plan, and they've been punching them in the mouth, Illinois, over and over and over again. And the Illinois try to turn the other cheek, and then they got punched in those cheeks, too. So it's just been a brutal, one-sided fight. Big brother has taken little brother down back to the shed and showed him who was boss. Go clean your room.
performance with Gabor getting the follow, but 85-58. It has not been pretty. Missouri trying to join Tennessee as 100-point game scorers. Tennessee, of course, done it twice. They did it most recently last night. Here's a steal. Trying to push in transition. There's Jairus Santos. A guy that has not gotten much minutes leading into tonight's game, but getting plenty, as is Corey Harris.
So, Marsh,
Now,
if you're Illinois, I was about to say, if you're Illinois, Marsh, what needs to be done for the next? What do you need to change? What do you need to look into? What needs to be done for the next game to ensure we don't have the same situation again?
It's fascinating that you would ask that, because I was going to ask you a similar question of do you change up the lineups? For example, we talked about Levon Williams. He's shooting great. Do you put him in the lineup instead of Sensoford? Zagor played well. He has not played well until tonight, but Zagor has played well tonight. Do you try to insert a little bit of shooting into this lineup? Might be my question. Do you maybe try to get? Is it worth going? Maybe Corey Harris and or Levon Williams into the starting lineup. Both of them have been shooting above 50% from deep on relatively high volume coming in. Corey Harris was 62%. Levon Williams, of course, 77%. I think maybe the name you look at are the two of them, is Kyrie Holtzclaw and Towns Romanowski. And unfortunately, those are your two big guys. But they got beat up inside. You need some type of counter, and perhaps the counter move is to get more shooting.
Yeah, but you know what I call big guys who can't stop other big guys? I call them little guys. So they might be big in size, but they haven't been big in play tonight. So you have to change something up. You can't get beat. You can't have the brakes beat off you like this, and then say we're gonna just keep this. We're gonna just run it back next game. So maybe you do put the guard in to get some offense in earlier. I think you take advantage of the mismatch you have in D'Angelo Jordan. I think tonight he took too many tough shots. I think he has the ability to play anywhere on the court between the 2, 3, and even 4. And most teams are not going to be strong in all 3 of those positions. So I think you should move him around to the position that gives him the advantage over the opponent. And I don't think the coach is taking advantage of that properly, which is probably some reason why he struggled tonight's game aside for the season so far. I think you take advantage of a talent like D'Angelo Jordan, and you make the defenses pay for that. And then once they start to adjust, a la sending double teams, then it frees up other opportunities for their shooters. It's chess, baby, not checkers.
And they could get a little bit more shooting out of D'Angelo Jordan, shooting just 20% coming in tonight. He does have an A-made 3. Inside they go to George. And I'll tell you what, Gabor George has not been great, but he's been serviceable against David Draffin. Draffin has really had his way against Holtzclaw and Romanowski. Gabor George has held up with that attack.
Turnover.
George coming in at 225, the heaviest player on this group. Certainly plays with a little bit of physicality, the German.
Yeah. He makes good records too. I like Boy George. He's an interesting fellow.
There's Corey Harris. He has had the green light of green lights ever since this one kind of got out of hand. Here comes George. And that's going to nearly be blocked. Turned aside, rebounded instead by Meyer.
Mark, let me ask you a question. Since we have some time here, and it's getting crazy out here, has there been a player that what player or players, you can say more than one, has surprised you the most in a good way, and maybe surprised you the most in a disappointing way so far in this SimWorld U season?
A good way has been Trey Turner, because he's been even better than expected. 30, I think he had 38 last night, right?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He has really impressed me from just how good he's been. And I would say DJ Childs has been a little surprising. I think part of that, Alabama's undefeated, and they've got Dwayne Epps, they've got Quincy Henderson. This is a foul. That's going to be 2 points for Missouri. They've got a lot of other options that's helped them win basketball games. But I think the biggest surprise to me has just been he hasn't quite been as dominant as expected.
Who DJ
are
Childs?
the two that you have in mind? Yeah, DJ Childs.
I think because of the team he has, he doesn't have to be. I think that's my opinion. I think he steps up and be that big time guy when they need him. But like you said, he has so many guys on that team who has so much talent. You know, it's like he doesn't have to play Superman every night. For me, I would say Cam Jones. I expect him to be a good player his first year, but he's had several games with 20+ point performances, and I would say I didn't expect that coming out of his bag his first few games in his first freshman year. So Cam Jones would be one that I thought has done surprisingly well, better than I thought he was going to do early on in the season. And a disappointing person. Let me also give Sherwood some credit. Lamarion, I talked some cash money about him. He came out. He's balled, especially early on. So let me give him credit for someone who really showed up early in the season. And from a disappointing standpoint, I mean, pick your player on the Miami team. I think they've looked really. I know they're the champs, but they haven't really been playing like the champs, if you know what I mean. So besides, Kevon Jackson's been playing good, but those returning sophomores and juniors, a lot of pick one, and they all kind of played a little bit lower than the expectation of what they did in last season so far.
They're 2-1. They get Gonzaga later tonight on the road, number 7 ranked Gonzaga. I'd say it's Edgar Fernandez among that group. He's shooting 32%. He has not played well. He has lost any potential argument he had to try to be the starter next to Bianco and Jackson. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe try to switch up who they get on the wing. Do you maybe go with a Harland Hoffman to get a little bit of size? Do you go with Carmelo Outlaw, who's been a great shooter, 70% from deep for the Hurricanes? They have had a tougher stretch. Miami had a bit of an easy schedule to kick off last season. They have been much harder this season. You look at their matchups with Marquette, Florida really is a game they shouldn't have lost, and then Illinois, and now, of course, Gonzaga, and then Mississippi State. So a very challenging start to the season here for Miami.
Yeah, I mean, and I understand that being the champs, you're going to get everybody's best shot. You're going to get everybody's best game. I understand that. But you're looking at a team who was blowing teams out at a record-setting pace last season, and now they're barely escaping by the hairs of their chins almost seemingly every game, at least as a recent for sure. They've been escaping, not necessarily winning, but escaping these games. And so I'm not pressing the button, but my eyebrows are raised.
Well, the Gonzaga matchup will be a big one. Gonzaga, I think, has looked absolutely fantastic to begin this season for the Zags. They're 3-0, wins over Mississippi State, Texas Tech, and South Carolina, all at home. They've got 2 more home games, tonight Miami and next week against Oklahoma State before they finally head on the road. But Mountain West Conference team, their first season in the Mountain West, they've looked like the team to beat in that conference through the first 4 games of the season.
Yeah, hold on, Marsh. Hey, man, don't be mad at me. That's your team losing by 100. Yeah. Good game to you, too, but that's your team losing by 100, not mine. My champagne is in my cup.
Get to
I'm sorry,
100.
Marsh.
They got it with that one.
These fans get ignorant when their team start losing by 100, like as if I made them lose by 100 tonight. Craziness.
Well, whatever fans are left, as this has emptied out as we approach the final minute of this one, it has not been what the Fighting Illini fans expected. 101-66. This could be 103. It won't be. But a massive blowout win for Missouri. Tough to see the Fighting Illini staying as a top 25
You still
team
calling them Fighting Illini, huh? You still calling them Fighting Illini?
That's still their team name. We're going to give them that respect, even if they might not have lived up to it. A reminder, stay right here. We've got a second matchup. South Carolina, UNLV.
Hey, you know you want to see the end. Hey, UNLV's playing their first game at home. It's going to be crazy in Vegas. Trust me. I'm going to have my TV tuned in so I can see it. Make sure you guys don't go anywhere with that.
Missouri winning big. Rivalry matchup didn't look like it at all. Home opener for Illinois, not the way they expected it to go. 103-68 is our final. Rick, as always, pleasure calling this game. We'll be back on SimWorld Today tomorrow morning, perhaps talking a little bit more about it. But stay right here for UNLV in South Carolina on ESPN. Home for SimWorld U action. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you in the other side.
I am the truth. It take a giant to fit on my shoes. Switch out the suit. S in my chest when I step out the booth. Flip on the news. Hot off the press, homie, I'm that dude. King of the zoo. Striking the tech, elephant in the room. Got designer on my body. Selfies in the private jet. Hop out of the new Bugatti. This is how you move like a boss. When you gotta go and show it off. Dripping now, shining like the stars. Make them all flop. Round of applause. This is how you move like a boss. With the sauce. Like a boss. Hey, a boss. This is how you move like a boss. Like a boss. Money in the bank, like I own the bank. And it's a funny thing, cause money ain't a thing. 24 karat rings, got me giving thanks, but I still got the range. This is how you move like a boss. When you gotta go and show it off. Dripping now, shining like the stars. Make them all flop, round of applause. This is how you move like a boss. With the sauce. Like a boss. Hey, this is how you move like a boss. I got the swag for real. Head to toe dripping in my bag for real. Looking like a happy meal. I'm a snap for real. This is how you move like a boss. When you gotta go and show it off. Dripping now, shining like the stars. Make them all flop. Round of applause. This is how you move like a boss. Go ahead, hit them with the sauce. So get up and take a little pause. Shine like a star. Round of applause. This is how you move like a boss. With the sauce. Like a boss. Hey, this is how you move like a boss.
SimWorld, 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 SimWorld.
It's a place where average Joe can work on his craft and grow. Say you the new magic, yo. Well, why you ain't passing though? Better get you a basket, bro. Cause this ain't no Madden, no. This is real ball life from prep to pro. Gamar Park, this ain't no fashion show. It's the opportunity for you to be the one to shoot the three. In the clip, game on the line. They like, who is he? Must be the 2-3 or 2-4. The one twice. Coach saying do more. Scouts like that boy nice. Drive up the price. Push up the stock. Build up your name. Stir up the pot. Piss off the ox. As a player or a coach, here it is, dog. SimWorld, this is your shot.
Yo, yells.
SimWorld.
You know your boy gotta get some of this, right?
SimWorld.
Rick Blaze.
SimWorld.
Ladies love. Let's go.
I be on some ballers. Trying to get my hands on a scholarship. Pretty young thing already knew my name. Said she wanna try out on a scholarship. Hold up, let me PG it. Porn go past, but you know I'm gon' do it. Podcast facts, big Bob on the snacks, and you know I'm in my bag when March can't beat it. Baby, I be trippin' with my foes, tippin', shot out to the ballers. No bull like I'm Pippin'. Rick Blaze hit him with the freestyle. SimWorld Hoops, man, them boys wild.
SimWorld, 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 SimWorld.
And then, when their lead expanded, they turned into a highlight machine, except for the problem was there was no film in the camera.
Hello everybody and welcome to Paradise, Nevada, where tonight we have game 2 of our coverage here on ESPN as the South Carolina Gamecocks are facing off against the UNLV Rebels. I'm V-Ron, alongside me for tonight is Ezra Weinstein. Ezra, good to have you here on the SimWorld U call for a change.
Yes, thank you, V-Ron. I usually do the SimWorld prep games, but I'm excited to be called up to the big leagues for this one, especially for a game where we got 3 guys for UNLV who were prep stars in SimWorld prep last year, and Sky Durant, Keontae Smythe, and Jarrell Beauchamp. So I'm excited to see my guys out here balling out,
Yeah, it's going to be a really, really fun game, I think, for UNLV. For the other side, South Carolina, they are going to be looking for Isaiah James, one of the other prep standouts, to try to slow down a guy in Nat Hawkins for UNLV. And Isaiah James had some comments about that before the game when I spoke to him earlier today. And he said that he was going to make Nat Hawkins play his game. Not Hawkins' game, Isaiah James's game, and show why he's in the top 5 in terms of leads and steals right now in the nation.
Oh, strong words from the Doc Ock, as they call him, with all those hands he's got on defense. Nat Hawkins is a very talented guy, as we all know, can do a lot of things, but surprised to see there be on Isaiah James started us off with scoring here tonight. If he can expand that game, he's got a real good chance of making the SWBA one day. Already probably pan based on his defense, but you love to see him being aggressive on the other side of the ball.
You sure do. And Terrell Killebrew fouls Montel Cage. And we'll see him go to the line. Montel Cage, another one of those SimWorld prep players, played back in the Ground Zero season. As runner was able to get on the board here, and they're not going to get on the board with that free throw. Yikes.
They're free. You got to make free throws.
They are free, my friend. You got to make those. Cage coming into his sophomore season, ranked number 31 as far as SWBA draft prospects go. He's extremely talented, and the other one is Nat Hawkins, a senior. And really, he's number 29 ranked draft prospect as of right now. Plenty of time for those numbers to come up and down, as Cage does go 1 or 2 from the line right there, as when Rebels get on the board.
It's interesting to be on. You look at the SP Top 25. There's quite a few teams that hadn't played yet, already with a ranking, and they've sustained those rankings. This UNLV team is one of them. I'm excited to see if this is a ranking they've earned. There's already a lot of talk about whether or not they truly were a top 25 team, especially because they lean so much on these freshmen when you look at the roster. So I'm excited to see maybe are they underranked? Are they overranked? Are they right in the right spot? So I think it'll be interesting to see. And this South Carolina team doesn't stand out as maybe a top team in SimWorld U quite yet. but it is a very good team defensively, and if Keandre Baldridge can get going on the offensive end, he can be a nightmare.
And look at the pass right there. And yeah, spoke a minute ago, a great pass, making it 4-1. And you know, Ezra, when you talk about South Carolina, you really have to go back last season where they struggled last season. They weren't great. Only 7 wins last season. They were 7-22 last season, while UNLV, on the other hand, they went 9-20. So neither team played really well last season. And both teams this season are looking to come in turn things around, especially UNLV. We mentioned it earlier. They're coming in season ranked in the top 25. They've got a lot of new freshmen coming in with a roster that is pretty good around them now. Maybe they can try to throw their hat into that ring of being a Deep Mountain West, or in a Deep Mountain West, and hopefully they can make some noise here in the conference this season.
I'll tell you what, B-Ron, regardless of their SP rank, I'd put them in the top 10 of most unique and coolest home court. I really like the skyline.
Yeah, this is definitely a really different look here we're seeing. There's a few teams who have these similar styles of looks here, as that was just Terrell Beauchamp getting things going for him as Rebels take the first lead of the game, 5-4. It's them and Oregon really are the two that come to mind. Oh, throwing it up and going up to get it is Keandre Baldridge.
There he is. He's got 2 buckets now, and I'll tell you what, you can't let him get going. He's their main source of offense when it comes to this Gamecock team. You don't want to see him get going early, but that's a guy for UNLV. You have to get going early there in Nat Hawkins.
Yeah, Nat Hawkins is definitely all the freshmen are great, but Nat Hawkins is the guy on this UNLV team. Freshmen are all nice as they want to be, of course, but we have to remember that there is a hierarchy of this stuff, and Nat Hawkins being the senior leader on this team, he's the guy that this team runs through. Like Ball now getting a velvet team, quick pass up for a 3, high the rim, maybe to hit the rim there, no good.
Not really his game.
No, not his game at all. It's Cage has the ball out here, gives it over to Hawkins. Hawkins spots up for a jumper and doesn't get it to go there. We've already seen a few ranked teams go down tonight, really all week it seems, but the latest one to go down is Michigan. Michigan ended up losing to Louisville tonight. And in that game, Ezra, Lorenzo Phenom did get a double-double, but it was 16 points and 13 rebounds, but wasn't enough. They held him to 16 points. And Louisville gets him after losing today. Beauchamp now going to have a charge called on him.
And that actually, we've seen two top 25 teams go down already today. I believe, as we saw right after this week, we saw Memphis fall to Alabama, number 4 Alabama. Memphis still ranked. Whether they would have dropped out or not, I don't know. But, we got a lot of top 25 matchups going on tonight, B-Ron. And, we're going to see another one. It starts at 10. We've got Miami taking on Gonzaga. So there's a lot of top 25 matchups in action tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that we saw Illinois lose badly earlier, as though they're also in the top 25. So there's going to be a lot of shakeup in that top 25 this week, especially with Miami losing earlier in the week as well. Tennessee losing earlier in the week from one team in the nation. They also lost over the weekend. It's a great steal, and now South Carolina back up the floor with it, off the glass and in, and that is Terrell Killebrew finishing the bucket there for the Gamecocks.
Captain Terrell Killebrew, he's one of those kind of glue guys. You get a point guard, he's not comes in off the bench, he's kind of a little spark plug, but he's the team captain, he's a leader, senior, and he really just provides a lot of things for the South Carolina team. But what we saw them do there, that they get that bucket, and I'll pause for a second. That was a beautiful move there by Nat Hawkins. You love to see the body control in the air. They've been making comparisons to Larry Johnson, and he's got the athleticism to show it. But we saw in that last score for South Carolina what I think they do best, and that is the turning defense into offense. Oh my God! Come on, man! Somebody get in between Keandre Baldridge and the basket. I'll do it, for God's sake. Let me out there.
Terrell Killebrew is throwing up some great passes to Deontay Baldry tonight. That's his third alley-oop he's caught in this game already, and Speed McKesney going to have a foul called on him. It's his first. And we'll see Nat Hawkins going to the free throw line for the Rebels.
Hawkins we're seeing, and I know a lot of people expected Jarrell Beauchamp to kind of be the main guy with the ball in his hands. People talk about Sky Durham, but I mean, come on, guys. If you've ever watched this UNLV team, you ever seen Nat Hawkins play, you know that he is the guy here, and he's going to continue to be the guy with the ball in his hands more often than not. Most aggressive guy when it comes to scoring on the team. He's a decent defender. I'd like to see him, shore up some of those defensive techniques, but overall, you're looking at likely the best player on the floor here, Nat Hawkins. And I'm going to be honest, B-Ron, I don't think it's close when it comes to an SWBA prospect kind of vantage point with Nat Hawkins.
Yeah, Nat Hawkins, as of right now, like you said, best player on this team, and he's going to continue to be that until he leaves campus at the end of the season. As long as he's here this season for the Rebels, he'll be the guy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Hawkins get that free throw. 4-point Gamecock lead here. 14 minutes left here in the first half of play. Killebrew being guarded by Cage. Winging it around here. That's Mikkel with it. Now Dan. That's Pesman. Killebrew gonna fire up a three. Not good off the front of the rim. Rebels back with it on offense now. Running in transition, but decided to slow things down here.
They're calling the running Rebels about team win.
I didn't see him wrong. I can see that as well. 3-pointer fall. 1 point. South Carolina lead now after that 3-pointer right there.
This is where you're going to see the South Carolina team have trouble this year. It's where you've seen them have trouble in games before this. And they can't get stops when the other team putting the ball in the basket. They can't run in transition, and their biggest asset's their defense. They need to find a way to continue getting stopped on this UNLV team. If UNLV goes on a run and gets up, South Carolina is not a team that's comfortable playing from behind.
Edward Charlie scored the bucket there on that last one for South Carolina, and that one in and out. So close. It's so far on that one. 16-13 3-point lead here for the Gamecocks is Killebrew as they here around the perimeter. Shot clock down to 10 seconds. South Carolina has to get a shot off here quickly. Down to 5. Gonna attack, pass back outside. Spinning it around here. Good ball movement. Shot, turnaround up off the glass. Bank open a day for Russell Mikkel.
Cash that one in. Cash that one in. It's payday.
Nice work there when the Buckeye wanted down too. Had to find something quickly, and they did. Now bringing a double team on the interior, pass inside. Can't get it to go there. As opposite dance on the contest there. Now going back and trying to get points, but warning, we get the foul called on him and Wilson Dance. Goes to the free throw line. We saw him make the great defensive play on the contest there earlier.
Abbotside Dance is quickly establishing himself as a guy who can do a lot of stuff for this team. 6'7", 210, one of those guys who in SimWorld U, he's kind of the SimWorld U size to be able to play anywhere from the 3, maybe even the 2, but doesn't have the skill set for that. But anywhere from the 3 to even in a small ball lineup, you can trust this guy at the 5 in a small ball lineup. He's quick, he's strong, and he's got high IQ when it comes to the defensive side of the game. So I mean, this Abbotside Dance kid, he's a sophomore now. Pretty good. He's the kind of guy you probably expect to see him through his senior year here at South Carolina, but they're lucky to have him.
They certainly are lucky to have him, and he's perfect from the line that time as well. 2013, South Carolina in the lead here, almost halfway through the first half of play here. Montel Cage with the ball, he passed it inside. The post move, but denied on the defensive end. That's South Carolina back the other way with it. And you know, Ezra, these two teams play very different styles of offense. South Carolina is going to rely heavily on their post play, and we're seeing a lot of it here throughout the start this one. Meanwhile, UNLV, more so one team's going to look to run, like you said earlier. Rebels for a reason. They want to get out and do that. And they're doing it right here as Montel Cage fumbles the pass, but it doesn't matter because he picks it up and gets it to go anyway after all that.
Yeah, a lot of stuff for one bucket, but points are points, and you're looking at UNLV. They right now maybe want to speed up the game. South Carolina, like we said, they prefer to play with a lead, not so great from behind. But they're going to try to slow the game now. This is where UNLV wants to speed it up, start the game. You know, South Carolina wants those turnovers, but now it's all about speed for UNLV. How quickly can we regain these points and get a lead over this Gamecock squad?
And they got to find a way to do it, as that shot there does not fall for UNLV. 5-point lead, but it's going to be, nope, not quite yet. Great closeout defense. Getting beat, but getting back into the play in time. South Carolina still out in front here, but UNLV is doing their part to hang around, hanging this one. Look at the alley-oop pass. 2 more points for the Rebels as Kessler Burdette in that one on the finish. As we're going to take ourselves a quick break here, folks. 10 minutes left. I'm right back for the rest of the first half.
Off in the club, steady showing me love, cause they know I came here to get the drinks pulled up. And all you hear from the women is, girl, hold up. Yeah, that's right, mama. Ain't no need for you to fight it, mama. You can't deny, mama. Go on and get excited, mama. You been invited, indicted to a meeting in my bedroom. Move so we can get some leg room for yells. I know your style, know you very well. The way you shake it, mama, I can tell. Cause in the club, girl, it never fails. They be wanting yells, so I say hell, yeah.
Crazy. It's the kind of song we make the move, yo. Hey, if you lick your lips, I might put you on a list. You can meet me by the bar, I'll be spinning big chips.
Welcome back, everyone. We got a good one here so far in the first 10 minutes of this one. 2017, South Carolina out in front over the number 21 ranked team in the nation, UNLV Rebels. And we mentioned the difference in play style. How do you think that that's going to continue to impact this game as it continue to get through this one, Ezra?
I think as long as we see guys like Nat Hawkins and Montel Cage and Jarrell Beauchamp, who's looked pretty good for Jarrell Beauchamp has in his first SimWorld U game, see those guys continue to be able to score the ball. I think eventually we're going to see this UNLV team just outscore this South Carolina team. This South Carolina team looks really good so far. It's really been all Keandre Baldridge on the offensive end. 10 of their 20 points. He's 5 of 5 in the field. Not a single other player for the Gamecocks has more than one bucket. I think that's going to be an issue. I think they're going to need to start spreading the ball, find a way to get some other guys involved, because they're going to start keying in on Keandre Baldridge.
I was just going to say, eventually they're going to start keying in on Baldridge, but right now, it doesn't really matter. They can get points anywhere as Russell McKell. I'm going to go for Gamecocks here. And we mentioned earlier that this is UNLV's first game of the season. South Carolina, this is now their third game, or fourth game of the season. The 2-1 or 1-2 coming into this one. Do you think that that's gonna play any factor at all in this one? The fact that UNLV hasn't played a game yet?
I think it definitely could. I mean, it just means they've had more time to practice, get their chemistry right. But there's also something to be said for they haven't necessarily got that warm-up game yet. This is different. It's always different once you're under the lights in a regulated game, things like that. What I think they really need to focus on right now is interior defense. We keep seeing it. Russell McKell has now gotten himself involved. Almost all of their points have come from the inside in this one so far, and it's because when you look at this UNLV roster outside of Keontae Smythe, who we haven't seen on the floor quite as much as I would have expected so far, there's not a lot of size on this UNLV team. It is not a big team. Their second longest or tallest guy they have is Sky Durant, who's really not an interior player. I mean, you look at those things, it's going to be an issue for them if they can't find a way to stop guys like Mikal and Baldridge down low. I'm not sure that that's going to be good. That's why South Carolina's trying to slow the game down right now and go to the post.
Yeah, Sky Durant's much like that other Durant up there in the SWBA. He's not a power forward center kind of guy. He is definitely more of a small forward on the wing kind of player for sure. But here's A.O. Wilson at the line for the Rebels, and he's going to miss that free throw. Unfortunate there for him. Wilson played on the New York Stars team back in SimWorld Ground Zero season, along with Che King and a few other guys who are now up here at the SimWorld U level. And here's another mismatch. Wilson, no chance at all on Mikal.
Mikal's up to 8 points now. He's getting up there with Baldridge. These two are carrying this South Carolina offense.
This is the problem we just talked about it a minute ago. This is the problem that UNLV is going to have. And if I'm South Carolina, I'm going to keep going to it until they prove they can stop it. And really, I don't think they're going to have much of an answer for that. As we're seeing dribble handoffs and the ball keeps moving around, but the shot's got to come up here. Wilson fires, jumper, no good. One chance, that's all you get. There's South Carolina. As they come back with it, turnaround jumper. That one does not go, but Baldridge on the glass. There he is.
Baldridge is teasing after that one. You saw him smiling, running back down the court. He knows that they cannot stop him right now or keep him off the glass. He's just having a good time out there.
And here's Isaiah James committing his first foul on Robo Champ, reaching foul, trying to keep his hands in the play. Unfortunately for him, got caught with the reach in there, so they'll reset it here and hope an inbound look. Wilson with it.
Inherently slowing the game down for UNLV when they have to take the ball out and run an inbounds play, and that's exactly what South Carolina wants right now.
Yeah, they're getting everything they want on both sides of the ball. And there's another basket from Mikal. He is going crazy right now, my friend.
These two, Baldridge and Mikal, are now combined for 22 points for the South Carolina team. These two came to play tonight.
Yeah, it's looking real dangerous here for UNLV. Step back three. That's not the shot you want at all, and no good as a result. Killebrew attacking.
Are we just shot trackers?
Man, yeah, that was a shot tracker kind of moment there, but that last one for South Carolina was not. That's the story of the game for them. They're getting anything they want inside Ezra.
That they are, and I'll tell you what, I'm not impressed with the offensive scheme here. Yeah, for the running Rebels, it looked okay early on, but you're letting a freshman pull shots like that. I mean, look, we knew from prep ball, any of my prep junkies out there, we knew that Darrell Beauchamp has often been a high volume scorer. Takes a lot of shots, but usually comes up with a lot of points. Not a lot of guys can transfer that directly to SimWorld U. It's a different game. You got to play smarter. You have to have a higher IQ. There's better defenders. It's just not going to work the same. But that's going to keep working.
Yeah, that's been working the same all night so far. Isaiah James to Keandre Baldridge. That has been a connection that we've seen over and over so far this game. And Running Rebels are going to take themselves another timeout here. 34-20. South Carolina out in front. I want to take a minute to remind you all that if you love SimWorld, want you to do a few things for me right now. Do it for OB Ron, please. Like the stream, number one. Keep talking in the stream, interacting with the chat, all that good stuff, everybody here in the community. And I also want you to share the stream, share SimWorld with people who you know who will be into something like this, because the only way we continue to grow, and as we grow, gets more eyes on you as well. And of course, you know, if you love SimWorld, which I know you do because you're here, right? because it is the greatest role play experience in the world. Again, join us, be a part, give you to do so. Discord.gg/SimWorld, how you do it. We're giving a 5,000 EM signing bonus for head coaches if you got the brains. For media members with me and Ezra behind the mic, call games, write articles, that kind of stuff. Or if you just want to be a super fan and cheer on these players, make their journey from prep to pro, you can do all that stuff, but you can only do it by joining the Discord, discord.gg/SimWorld Hoops. It's the only place where you can see the game, be the game. Let's get back to the game right here, right now.
Right back into it, this UNLV crowd is trying to ignite their players. But we've seen over and over again, this half-court offense for them has not been successful so far.
It has it, but Nat Hawkins saying, don't matter to me. I'm going to get my points any way I can. And he did it on that possession. 12-point lead for the Gamecocks. We got 5:20 left in the first half of play here. James gives it to Baldridge. Baldridge getting double teamed now, and great job tying him up. And the Rebels will take over.
Here's Keontae Smythe with an impact play. That's big-time momentum after a bucket for UNLV. To get the turnover, they got a chance at a 4-point swing. Those are the kind of impact plays defensively that Keontae Smythe made his name with SimWorld Atlantis out in SimWorld Prep. So he's a great defender. He plays hard. I'd like to see more of that from him going forward. Someone's got to stop Keandre Baldridge.
Someone has to stop him, and why not Keontae? But that is a great shot there that falls for Kessler Burgett. And three-pointer is going to help cut into this Gamecock lead some more. 34-25. As James has it, trying to force his way inside and does so. Gets a foul called on Burgett. His first of the game. We'll see Doc Ock go to the free throw line for the Gamecocks.
Sometimes they'll technically get tangled up down low and is able to draw a foul. That's beautiful. I like the aggression I've seen from Isaiah James. I haven't loved a lot of the shots that he's taken. He's taken some contested ones, and that's not his game. But I do love the aggression on offense. He's trying to find his confidence on that side of the ball, trying to become a little bit more of a well-rounded player on top of his elite defensive play. So I do love to see the aggression from the young man.
Yeah, he was a part of the Season 2 all-defensive team in SimWorld Prep, and right now he's number 9 in the nation. Steals 3 per game. Extremely active hands. Not too shabby at all for the freshman, right? That's how you come in and make an impact. Especially when your brothers Benari and Barkley are going over their scoring. You're taking the opposite route. And there is a three-pointer. That is good. Great shot there. That is Darrell Cook III. He's a great shooter for this UNLV squad.
One of those snipers, you set him up and let him take it out. That's what he does.
Yeah, those spot-up guys, always need those guys come off the screen, get you a shot real quick. Great look there from Cook. As North Carolina runs this shot clock down to 4 seconds now. James has it. Trying to get a shot up here quickly. He does, and it's no good. Here come the running Rebels. Back with it here, though, Beauchamp. Oh, made his defender look silly, and the floater up and in. 6-point lead.
That guy a map. Get him a map.
Where is he going? 36-30. South Carolina's lead cut into a little bit here. Dan's trying his luck. Can't get it there. Has a second chance opportunity. Gonna take it easy off the rim. That's Edward Charlie.
Edward Charlie's one of those undersized guys who is only 6'6", but he likes to play down low. He's tough, strong down there at 230. 6'6", 230. That's a bulky boy, B-Ron, and he's making his impact down low, getting his own board.
100% is. And you see Beauchamp there trying to repeat from last time there. Getting doubled now. Pass over to Wilson. Wilson got it. Shoot. Does. Good. Man. That is fantastic.
one thing this UNLV team can always rely on, they got a lot of shot makers. Like I said, not much of an offensive scheme I've seen so far in the half court, but if your shooters are hot and your guys are making baskets, this UNLV team can run with anybody in the nation.
They sure can, Ezra. You were absolutely right about that. Never seen Edward Charlie hit the line for the Gamecocks here. From Wilson, South Carolina. One of the seniors on this Gamecock squad is listed here at 6'6", 230. So far coming into this game, he's shooting 50% from the free throw line.
Not a great clip.
Not great for sure, that's true. But I'll take half than less than half. So, I mean, they made them both that time, though. 8-point lead.
I think Shaquille O'Neal had a better free throw percentage than 50% in his career, no?
Well, SWH to SimWorld U, different levels there. Well, I'll agree to disagree there.
Nope, Biron, I disagree. Anybody these days, you should be able to shoot free throws better than Shaquille O'Neal.
Hey, we'll have to look up his career percentage. We're here on all the content. We'll get back to you on that one. Wilson has the ball in the corner. Pass inside. Look at UNLV cut it without the ball. Nicely done there. And that's Cook again. More in that time.
UNLV keeping it close, trying to keep it within single digits, but the South Carolina team doing a really good job of weathering the storm, weathering a lot of the tough shots that UNLV has been able to make, just staying composed and continuing to get baskets in the paint.
Yeah, Edward Charlie is really coming out the gate swinging here in this one for South Carolina. You got to get that pass inside sooner. We'll see if they can score off it now. Hawkins going to try. Can't do it there. Strong defense of the body. Isaiah James spoke him up. Spoke about that matchup earlier in the day and early in the game, and he got it. One at that time there. Down under a minute left here. Go ahead, Ezra.
That's what we know Doc Ock to be able to do. Oh my! All the post players going crazy for South Carolina tonight.
They really are. Edward Charlie continuing to wreak havoc inside for the for South Carolina here tonight in the first half. An absolutely impressive performance from the post players, from this post play style that we've seen from South Carolina. It's much different from what we've seen on broadcasted games here. We haven't seen a lot of these teams run through the post like South Carolina, but look at that! Flying up and catching out the sky is Matt Hawkins, giving this crowd something to cheer about as they're trying to smite there, giving them something to cheer about as this is a 10-point lead for the Gamecocks. Still, final 10 seconds here of the first half of play. As Killebrew fires a jumper from 3, no good. But taking a chance for the buzzer, that one also no good. And that's how we'll head to halftime here as a 10-point lead for the Gamecocks, 46-36. Been a good first half so far. What stood out to you in particular from that first half that South Carolina can keep working on and keep a positive momentum heading into the second half?
Well, South Carolina's got to keep doing what's working for them, going inside, physical, strong basketball. I mean, this UNLV team is really relying on those shot makers they have, and they do have a lot of them. But that's the thing about living and dying by tough shot makers. And sometimes they don't fall. Sometimes they don't fall, and the South Carolina team is doing a really good job of not giving UNLV easy shots. Yes, they have shot makers, but they're not getting easy shots here. South Carolina's playing tough defense, and on the other side, they're playing tough on the interior, getting those buckets in the paint. They've got to continue going to that well. Don't get cute with it.
And we'll see how it goes. Second half action coming up, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon.
Delivery.
Give me a shot if anybody comes in. You got it. Bud Light, the mother load.
Hey, here it comes. Hide.
Did you hear something? For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Bartender, 20 Bud Lights. Oh no!
Make it a Bud Light.
Welcome home.
Mom, Dad, this is Cindy.
Cindy, yes.
So nice to meet both of you.
It's nice to meet you finally. Travis has told us so much about you.
All good things, I hope.
Yes, of course.
Good.
Please,
Thank
welcome.
you.
Oh, Mom, no. Dad, this is Shannon.
Oh, hi.
Shannon?
And this is Aaron.
Hey, cutie.
That is Jessica.
Jessica.
Jenny, Sarah, Megan,
Hi.
Nicole, Elizabeth.
Acts. Use in moderation.
Welcome back, everyone. Second half getting ready to start here, and I don't want to say it's been a nightmare on Rebel Street, but it feels like it has been for the running Rebels because they've been beat on the glass pretty handily in the first half. That's been a big reason why Tucson has had the lead that they do, and they're going to get it started here with a three-pointer from
Killeberg.
Yeah, we're passing Killeberg with the three-pointer went to Marius Whitmer-Thomas.
Great pass, great finish. He was ready, he was set, ready to shoot, and that's just fundamental basketball.
Fundamental basketball. I'd love to see it here. Big start to the second half for Tucson. There's a steal, continuing the hot start. Now they're going to try and score with it in transition. Not up, no good.
The game there, slow it down at that point. You got a 13-point lead, slow the game down, find your shot.
Yeah, and let's talk second half adjustments here for the running Rebels. Ezra, what do they have to do, in your opinion, to both cut this lead down and get out of here with the win?
Double team the post.
Simple to the point.
They're getting eaten alive down there. At this point, I'm okay with letting up a couple threes, see if they make them. Instead of just keep letting up these one-on-one matchups down low. It's not going well for them.
Yeah, no, you got to figure out a way to not have them do that. As Keontae Smythe scores that one there. 49-38 here. And what about for South Carolina? What do they have to do to keep this thing going the way it is? As Baldridge has ball in the post. They back out. Whitmer Thomas, that one doesn't fall there.
Yep. It'll be a lower percentage shot every time they shoot a three than when they the one-on-one matchup inside. Keep doing that.
We'll see how they continue to adjust as the second half goes on. Still early days in it. And good pass inside to Montel Cage. And can't get it to go there.
Hillebrew with the rebound. He's stuffing the stat sheet tonight a little bit. 4 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists.
A little bit of everything. You have to like those 5 assists too that he's giving you. Baldridge has it here, and they switch, and that is a poor pass. Miscommunication there between the two. I think Baldridge was expecting William Thomas to keep running, and when he didn't, messed the whole pass up.
Yeah, you got to trust where your teammates are going to be. Your teammates need to know where they're supposed to be, or else you're going to get communications like that. That's a big part of that chemistry that you got to build throughout the season.
Yeah, that'll come with time for sure. And really, Ezra, for me in this one, South Carolina's defense has been phenomenal throughout, especially just closing out on shooters, and not even that, but really, making them take tough shots when they don't want to. I think really good defensive effort overall for South Carolina.
Absolutely, and we did know that about South Carolina. You look at their previous games, and they're usually low-scoring affairs. As I mentioned before the half, the points that UNLV has been able to come up with, a lot of them have just been tough players making tough shots. South Carolina has not given UNLV more than 1, maybe 2 open looks in the game so far. They are all over them. This team is very clearly based their identity on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and I think that might be one of the reasons why Isaiah James decided to go to South Carolina, because of that defensive identity. That's what his identity is based on as well. Now, quick pass inside, off the glass and in.
And just as you talk about his defensive identity, he loses his man, lets him get a little back slip on him, open to the paint. You can't let that happen. That's a freshman mistake there.
Yeah, we have to keep in mind that Isaiah James is only a freshman. A lot of those IQ things will improve as his time goes on here in SimWorld U. At a minimum, these freshmen coming in have to stay 2 years before they can decide to declare for the SWH draft or not. So Isaiah James on the glass there, getting his own rebound and getting I want to say a fresh shot clock here because it's been around 5 seconds already. But kick out three-pointer. No good. And Gamecocks there. As the running Rebels make up the floor with it, trying to find some amount of momentum to go their way, and it really hasn't worked out at all. They haven't gone on that big run that they need to really make a dent in this lead and get back in this game. Isaiah James, no good there.
I don't know if they're going to be able to against this South Carolina defense. The South Carolina defense is not taking their foot off of the running Rebels' necks. They are just choking them out. Even the shots that look like they might get a good look, before you know it, you got a South Carolina defender in their hair, all over them.
And Killebrew going to have a foul called on him, and they've looked like the walking Rebels so far. They slowed them down for sure.
That's a good one, Biron. I like that. It reminds me, for all my prep junkies, of Rick Blaze's take about run DMV, walk DMV. Now you got the walk-in Rebels. Everybody's walking. They're walking here. Come on.
I am sure if Rick were here, he would say the same thing. So we'll channel our inner Rick Blaze on that one. Is Montel Cage can't get the free throw to fall, and they're really struggling here tonight overall. Even when you can't get your free throws to go. Oh man, it's a rough.
Well, if I remember correctly, I believe Rick Blaze is a big-time Jarrell Beauchamp fan, so I would actually love to check in with Rick Blaze after this game.
Yeah, so somebody's gonna have to, as not looking good. But you know who is looking good? I was gonna say Keandre Baldridge.
Never mind.
And that's true. He's looking good tonight. That one was not because of the tough defense. Look at the second effort there, though, for UNLV. And look at the alley-oop as well.
There you go. That'll send some electricity through your veins.
Montel Cage to Kessler Burdett. What a connection that was. And that's going to hopefully get something going in their favor if you're UNLV. But there's a foul on Burdett. As Russell McKell going to go to the line. He had a really good first half for the Gamecocks, and we'll get a timeout here from the Running Rebels. As a reminder, everyone, Saturdays are for SimWorld Prep. As Battle in the Bayou, we'll see the semifinals for that one. Coverage starting for that at 11 a.m. on SimWorld TV. Gulf Coast Lockdown, Lone Star Basketball Club, AC Aliens, and so many more are going to be in that tournament this coming Saturday. And Ezra, I know you're excited to be on the call for those games on Saturday.
I am just excited to see some of those budding superstars that we've got in SimWorld Prep. You know, you got Kai Killen playing in this one. We'll get to see Almighty Saul as well. There's quite a few very talented guys who have already made a name for themselves. And I'm just excited to be on the call with my guy Maestro here this Saturday. And I'm very excited to be down in the Bayou, I'll tell you that. Won't get too many details out to you, B-Ron, but I tend to have a better time than most when I'm down in that neighborhood, if you know what I mean.
Well, I'm sure you'll be down there early before everybody else. I'm sure after tonight, you'll be getting on a plane to go down there anyway and get yourself ready to go, if you will.
Yes, you'll catch me directly on Bourbon Street in the French Quarter.
52-42 here. South Carolina looks to extend the lead here with the free throws, and they will on the first one as McKell gets that one to go. And we'll see some changes here for the Running Rebels as there's some subs coming in, and Hawkins looking to be exiting the floor. He'll be coming out. Well, we'll see McKell here. McKell senior for this South Carolina squad, and you know, one of the things that I'm just thinking about here as this game's kind of gone on is Sky Durant for UNLV. He was a big recruit coming in as well, but he isn't playing. He's injured tonight, so that I think has made a bigger impact than people may have expected. Ezra, thoughts on that?
Well, Sky Durant's very talented, but again, you know what Sky Durant is more than anything? He's a tough shot maker. My issue, I don't know if it's an issue. Of course, he would make a difference here. Would he help on the interior defense? Maybe a little. He's got some length to him. But I think right now with the game that the South Carolina team is playing, they need someone to come in there and take it strong, and maybe Sky Durant could have provided that for them. Right now, they're bringing too much weak stuff into South Carolina's defense, and they're just too strong for that.
And there's the quickness of Montel Cage getting to the cup there. 56-44. Turnaround fadeaway jumper from McKell does not go. And, you know, UNLV has found a way to get consistent stops. Do you think maybe they switch their defensive scheme? As A.O. Wilson can't get that one to go either, as more interior defense. South Carolina continues to give this Running Rebels offense fit.
I mean, it's worth it to maybe even try out a 2-3 zone here if you're the Running Rebels. If you practice that at all, maybe clog the middle up where they're getting all their points. Only got one guy for South Carolina who's hit a 3, and that's Marius Whitmer-Thomas. So, I mean, I might explore the 2-3 here if I'm UNLV. Try to make a run out of that.
Yeah, look into it and see. I mean, I think you have to try something here if you're head coach Kevin Kruger. But there's a bucket for UNLV, and they are going to try a press here. I think that's a good start, but how do you beat the press? Ball movement and just trying to get by people with that time there, able to get up the floor despite the press. As Dance has it here, forces his way inside, can't get it. Now UNLV. Ooh, great call over from Wilson. Pass inside. It gets rejected from McKell.
Great defense again by South Carolina. They are locking down the paint.
Yeah, and they're doing it team defense too. Dance off the glass.
Oh, that's so tough.
Incredibly tough.
Tougher. He is tougher inside the night than me trying to find a date to my middle school dance. If you know what I mean. Very tough there from outside dance.
I'll leave you there. We'll come back. We'll come back after this, folks. Welcome back, everyone. 58-47. South Carolina out in front here. Still in this one. The big difference. You're looking at the numbers here. Really, for me, it's the rebounding still. 26-19 here. It's not a huge difference, but when you really think about it in the grand scheme of things, that's a big deal.
It absolutely is. I mean, you look at the defense, look at the rebounding. That rebounding not just helpful on the defensive end, but a lot of those rebounds, yes, they prevented second chances for this UNLV squad, but also gave South Carolina quite a bit of second chance opportunities. And when you're playing as well inside the paint as they have been, the more shots you can get down there.
Absolutely. Hawkins second chance only gets 2 and still comes away empty. Nothing doing there for UNLV on that possession. As South Carolina is to continue their momentum here that they've just been rolling with for really the entirety of the game here. Smythe playing good defense here and forcing Mikkel out of bounds as well, trying to turn around the other way. But Mikkel on the other end, he's played great defense himself. Multiple blocks here, and this has been everywhere for this South Carolina team, and well, only 1 block tonight. Apparently, that's what my numbers are saying here, but I'm pretty sure we saw 2 there in that little package there.
Well, B-Ron, women lie, men lie, but numbers don't lie.
Apparently, numbers do. What do I know? I have to check out stats guy on that one. 58-49. South Carolina still in the lead, and Dance gonna try himself an awkward 3. Does not go for him there. Quickly hit the floor with it is UNLV, and throwing it down, hang on the rim, no technical foul. I'm gonna give him there, Jabari Winters though. What a powerful slam that was. 6 point. South Carolina lead.
We're seeing it here, B-Ron. UNLV, you mentioned they hadn't quite made that run yet that they need to make. This could be the beginnings of that if they can continue to play this defense that we've seen them play ever since about the 11.5-minute mark coming out of the timeout. They've really turned up the defense. They know that this game's getting down to it, and they need to get themselves in position before the final 4 to 5 minutes of the game to be able to win this one.
Yeah, and if you want to be a part of the best sports role-play experience in the world, these are favorite SimWorld Sports, SimWorld Hoops. Go to Google, type that in there, and you'll find the website. The website's going to give you all the information you need. Get them on the path to being a part of this wonderful experience we have here, free of charge for you. And if you join, be a part of helping us grow, because as we grow, you all reap benefits as well. You know you want to be a part of that. I know you do. I know you do. Don't lie to yourself. No lie.
Liars are something I hate more than anything in the world. Liars, snitches, any blanket that isn't a comforter.
And, and you know what? I think that the Baskets really hated Keandre Baldwin tonight because he's been phenomenal for the Gamecocks in this one. 14 points, doing a lot of everything for them tonight. There's a foul and one! And Hawkins now called on him. And that means we are going to see Amari Beam McChesney under the free throw line for Gamecocks. I'm making a 10-point lead once again.
There's just another one of those big guys that South Carolina has, 6'10", bigger dude than a lot of the guys on this UNLV roster. You showed it there, and McChesney, quite the last name. I saw Kenny Chesney live one time. It was awesome.
Not a big country music guy myself, but I hope you enjoyed that experience. Me neither. One of those shows you got a drag to?
Nope, chose to go to it. Don't know why.
Okay. Interesting. And man, that is great defense there from B. McChesney, getting in the way and picking the pocket there, getting the ball back for South Carolina. He's been active defensively too. Really, again, the entirety of South Carolina has been doing a great job of that all game long, Ezra.
Again, we keep talking about this defense. You look at Dean McChesney through the 3 games before this, and yes, that's a small sample size, and there's an and one. Take a little break for that. But you look at this McChesney guy, and you look at the South Carolina defense. McChesney is shooting 13% from the field. Not great. Not great. And you can't defend that one, B-Ron. I won't let you. But he's averaging 2.3. You won't. Exactly. But he's averaging 2.3 steals per game, which would lead most teams in steals. But, of course, you got Doc Ock over here. So between him and Isaiah James, you're looking at 5 steals a game just from these 2 guys. I mean, Beam McChesney, a little less talked about than some guys, but a great senior leader on that defensive end. He's a versatile defender. We've seen him play great defense on the interior and the outside. Give this guy his flowers for the way that he's defended tonight. Absolutely been a big part of the success for South Carolina tonight. Montel Cage's ball on the post here does get the shot up, and it's a foul, loose ball foul on that Hawkins. That's frustration boiling over there. Yeah, frustration is building. They've tried so hard to get back in this one, and they've been denied at every turn. When it was down to 6 just a few minutes ago, they're right back over 6 double-digit lead, as that 3 does not fall for the Gamecocks. So UNLV coming back with it. Montel Cage, I'd like to see more from him too. He's so quick. I'd like to see this floor get him some more opportunities to work, as he's going to go to the free throw line. It's Killebrew, and have the foul called on him. That's Killebrew's 5th. 4th. So he'll have 1 more, and he'll be going to the bench if he commits that 1 more foul. Montel Cage here at the line. He did miss his last 2 at the free throw line, so you'd like to see him actually make these. They need these, and he's known as a guy who stays in the gym a lot. He's continually working on his game and that kind of stuff, and unfortunately for him, it seems like tonight's just not his night. Oh, it's not, and it happens. Again, we talked about it earlier, this South Carolina team, this is their 4th game of the year. Look, you're looking at a UNLV team. This is their 1st game of the year. Guys are still getting warm, getting their chemistry going. Montel Cage, no, he didn't have a great night, but there's going to be plenty of nights ahead for him to show what he's capable of. That's now Beauchamp commits a foul there. Noah Hill going to cause this possession here to go to the sideline here. We'll get a little inbound play. They're trying to find somebody here open. They do eventually get the pass inbounded successfully. Shot clock down to 10. They got to get a shot off here. Working it around. Down to 3. Shot is up. Almost.
No good there from Whitmer Thomas. But back to with it quickly here. UNLV jumper up mid-range. No good. Not a pretty shot there at all. Not a leg under it looks like at all.
A great shot, and again, we've seen a lot of not great shots come up from UNLV tonight. The South Carolina defense has just been suffocating.
Been suffocating all night, really, for South Carolina, and the Red Rebels will take a timeout as Coach Kruger is going to want a minute to talk it over with his guys. We're going to take a quick break here ourselves, folks. Come right back.
We at Carnival take our mission to be America's most fun vacation very seriously. So I'm making changes at the top, effective immediately. Mr. O'Neill is perfect for the job. His unparalleled passion and unique business acumen are a tremendous asset.
I need those numbers by 5 o'clock today. Duck. Goose. Just hit me on the email, Shaq@carnival.com, and 4 tickets will be delivered to your house first thing in the morning.
Who is this?
Have you not heard?
No. Well, what?
CFO.
Oh, really?
Want to know what else? Tag, you're it. Run!
I'm excited for the immediate impact Shaq will make. Come in.
President Duffy, I turned the conference room into a ball pit. Marco Polo in 15. Choose fun, baby.
Welcome back, everyone. As we get back to game action here, we are under 10 minutes, 7:19 left here in the second half of play. UNLV, there's still time to get back in this one, Ezra. They're not done yet, but it feels like they are.
Well, a lot of time left in this ballgame, as you said. They're not done yet. It's not over till the fat lady sings, is what my mom always used to say, and then she would proceed to sing. Jokester my mother was. But, no, not over quite, but it does seem that if they can't find better shots, but I don't know if that's going to happen from what we've seen so far today, then it is over. It's going to be over.
And the Boo Birds are out. There's a foul. No bucket there, but warning. Going to have a foul called on him. And we'll see B. McChesney go back to the free throw line for the Gamecocks here. And McChesney so far on the night, 1 for 1 from the charity stripe. And I'm looking at the numbers here, and we spoke about it earlier throughout this game, but the post play has been the biggest difference. And when you look at the top 3 scorers for South Carolina, Baldridge, Mikkel, and Charlie, all of them are shooting at or above 60%. And all those points have come only inside, Ezra.
Well, that's the case. I mean, you look at the 3 guys who are in double digits for this South Carolina team, and they've done all their work in the post. You better bring your toughest guys on the interior when you play this Gamecock squad, because they are going to shove it down low as hard as they can, and they're going to be one of the better post teams all year, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we gotta look. We gotta talk about phrasing. We gotta talk about that. All fair. A.O. Wilson gonna drive and try to score. Can't do it there. And the Boo Birds are out here in full force as the Runnin' Rebel faithful are not pleased at all with what they're seeing tonight from their squad. Especially with their first game of the season, home opener. You expect to come out and play a little bit better, much better, I should say, than what you're seeing here tonight. There's a leaning three-pointer. That is not the shot you want to take, but it doesn't matter too much when the other team is having a hard time scoring themselves. 6-minute mark in this one. Three-pointer there. No good either. In and out. So close.
It was a good look.
Yeah, it was a good look. Just didn't fall. Screen given. Get that out of here. It's Deontay Smythe. We saw a lot of that in SimWorld Prep when he was with SimWorld Atlantis. We saw him send many of those shots, almost breaking some of those glass panes there in that arena that they play in there. Renovated church that they play in there. It looks like over there in SimWorld Atlantis. As we get back to game action here. 10 seconds on the shot clock. stance, forcing his way, trying his luck here. Has to get a shot off. Turnaround jumper. It's not going to count. Shot clock violation. Took way too long there. Your teammate's got to communicate with you.
And Coach Lamont Paris is going to go ahead and pull him out after that one. He had plenty of time to position himself for a shot and just didn't do it.
Yeah, just didn't do it. That's one of those things where, you know, you got to find a way. You're a younger kid on the team. Those mistakes are going to happen. Fortunately, it is what it is. And you learn from to get better. That's what matters, right?
Wilson. What matters is improving. Well,
exactly.
Winning does also matter.
Winning also does matter. Yes, now it's up to sure. Wilson fires. No good. Front of the rim. And out. One and done possessions. Been the name of the game. UNLV these last few possessions here for them. South Carolina. Baldridge has it. Kick out to James. James good on the jumper.
There you go, Isaiah James. Anytime he gets a bucket, I'm excited. I'll tell you that. I just love to see this guy score the rock.
Yeah, I would love to see him if he can add more scoring. I don't mean be like Barkley and Bernard. I'm not asking him to do that. But if he can do more of that consistently and give you, 10 points, 10 a game, I'd be happy with that. I feel like he would be too.
Absolutely. I mean, look, if you could take. Whoa! He hurt us.
Yeah, he did.
He hurt us. Isaiah James is showing out. He's showing out for us over here on the sideline. But I was about to say, I mean, if you could take Benari James' offense and couple it with Isaiah James' defense, you might have the best two-way player in all of SimWorld U.
That'd be a tough man to stop right there. There's a great block from South Carolina there. I'm laughing because it seems like no matter what goes on, these UNLV fans are just going to boo regardless. I don't blame them, honestly. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. James with another three-pointer. That one ain't no good. 20-point lead here for South Carolina. They're looking to run away with this one here down the stretch. Just 3:10 left. And when you're in a game like this, it's your first game of the season, so it's not like you have a lot to look at as far as what went right, what went wrong to build off of in a game like this. But what are you taking from this game if you're UNLV that you can build on going forward into the next one?
I think I'm going to start thinking about switching up my defensive mentality, especially against bigger teams such as South Carolina, the way that they play in the post. I don't think, even with Sky Durant back, that this UNLV team has the depth behind Keontae Smythe to deal with that interior presence in that post, go to the post every play mentality that South Carolina's team has. So I think that's what I'm taking. But what I'm taking on the positive side is they have shot makers. Let's get our shot makers more open looks and see if we can just fill it up.
Yeah, exactly. And SimWorld U actually returns on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Marquette and Dayton. We'll see them square off at 7 p.m. on next Tuesday here on SimWorld TV. And there is just and then you're gonna have Duke and Alabama later on CBS at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday. That is gonna be another fun one. A huge game. Top 10 teams going at it to end out the night on Tuesday next week, October 22nd.
That's it, Will. And that Alabama team is one of the hottest in the country. I think they've made their case in my book to be considered for that #1 spot. I know Kentucky will likely end up with it after beating UCLA, but you look at what Alabama's done, and they have just looked pretty unstoppable. I think you're looking at an SEC 1 and 2 between Kentucky and Alabama. Who's where, we'll find out, but then Alabama gets a chance to prove themselves up yet again, playing against Cooper Flag and the Duke Blue Devils.
Did you go to Alabama at all? Is that you?
No.
No, not you? All right. Someone else look about that.
I'm a man of class, B-Ron.
So
Never set a foot on that university.
Got it. Fair enough. Well, look, it's still a 20-point lead for the Gamecocks as they're going to get out of here with the win. Unless you can score 20 points in 2 minutes, they'll be getting their second win on the season. They'll go back to 500. Will the Gamecocks here. And there's a foul on Jarrell Beauchamp, and that's his 4th of the night. It's also going to reset the shot clock because they're going to go to the bonus. So free throws are coming up as well for the Gamecocks here, and taking those free throws is Abiasa Dance.
Kevin Kruger better start watching his job. He's better figure something out here.
Oh, got already on the line.
This is an ugly win to open your season on your home, ugly loss to open your season on your home floor when you're expected so much from. Not a great look. Now, of course, it's early, but that seat is at the very least, the warmer has been turned on in my book.
That's fair. I won't go that far yet.
Someone call it an overreaction, but to me, when you have a team that's been this highly talked about coming into the year, this is a lackluster way to come out.
I understand that. I understand. Like I said, I'm not ready to go that far yet, but we are still in the early stages of the season, like you said. So all the overreactions are, warranted in some respects in that regard, because that's just kind of what we do in this stage of the season. Nothing's kind of settled yet. But this game is all but settled with that bucket. There's Russell McKell. Continues his good night, and he is going to be 1 rebound shy of a double-double. And there's a foul on Charlie. And his first, we'll see Beauchamp move to the line for the Running Rebels here. And not the night he was hoping to have in his first game here in SimWorld U. 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And he's also 1 for 2 from the free throw line. We'll see him get more here. Just shooting 43% of the game.
Not gonna win you many games, Biron. It's just not, especially when your team is built off of making shots. I'm a little disappointed in what we've seen from the Rebels here tonight.
Yeah, I think you and many others are disappointed with what the Rebels have produced here tonight. They only have 1 player in double figures, and that's Nat Hawkins, who, as we talked about, isn't a surprise that he's in double figures because he's the guy on this team, but they need more, and you expected a lot more from this team. Again, coming in ranked in the top 25, 21st coming into the game. That's obviously going to change when this one goes final, and once the week flips over to next week when the rankings go out Sunday. But we'll see how the rest of the season goes. Long season still, just 1 game. So we're trying to figure out too much over here. Try not to, anyway. I will not speak for you, of course, Ezra.
Do not speak for me.
Oh, I'm just one guy. And Cassidy is going to foul called on him. So, running down the game here. We'll see Cook go to the line. 1 minute and 2 seconds left in this one, as this one's all but wrapped up here. And just want to give some background on some of these kids here as we wind things down. Cook he could have a future in sales at some point in time. He's currently in school for marketing here for UNLV. Well, maybe he'll, if he decides not to pursue basketball any further after his college days, or maybe, like I said, he'll have a future in sales somewhere, perhaps.
He could. I'll tell you what, those marketing people, they're supposed to be creatives, and I'd like to see Cook get creative with his shots here for this season.
Tied into basketball at the end of it. I love it. Down to the final 45 seconds of this one here, as South Carolina is going to go to 2-2 on the season and stay in the SEC conversation. It seems like, we've seen over the course of the last few seasons with the rise of, Alabama and Kentucky, Tennessee, those have all been good, but seems like the SEC is starting to become a basketball school as well as a football conference as well, which, you know, that's great for all those SEC schools who just so dominant in football, and now they're going to get into basketball too. Fantastic.
Yeah, and this South Carolina team's going to want to get their stuff up because conference play is going to be tough, as we mentioned. Alabama, Kentucky, both still unbeaten. Tennessee looks great. A&M has looked phenomenal. Mississippi State has looked very, very good against tough opponents. This SEC conference is going to be tough. And Mizzou, look at the way they won tonight.
Missouri, yeah.
This is a tough SEC conference.
I forget they're in the conference. They've been there for the last, I don't know how many years now. But this one's in the books, folks. 78-60. South Carolina wins this one. Ezra, final thoughts for your first SimWorld U broadcast. I know it wasn't the greatest game, but what you got?
I had a great time. I love to watch the big man play down low, and that's what we got to see tonight. Disappointed is the only... I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed in the game, in the Running Rebels. Very impressed with the Gamecocks. I can't wait to see more of these games.
Well, from Disappointed Dad, Ezra Weinstein, I'm B-Ron. For all our guys out in the truck, have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see ya in the Battle of the Bayou on Saturday.
This has been a presentation of SimWorld Sports.